to another Wednesday stream. And yes, as the thumbnail suggests, we are going to be talking everything Headmasters. We're also going to go through the newsletter and look, talk about Ability 11. I've had a few questions about it. Can't answer too much, but I'm going to talk about the process again and just explain a few things. But we'll come to that later. So yeah, we'll go through the newsletter. We'll talk about why I think Headmasters are coming to the game. I'll give you some good arguments for and against. And then you guys can decide for yourselves. But for me, there's a lot of evidence there to say there is. If you take snippets from different places, things like that. But yeah, we'll be looking at that later as well. Cool. Okay, so let me just load the chat up, see who we've got in the chat today. So we have Grind Time, who was first. Welcome to the stream, brother. So while we're on the subject dead quickly, Grind Time has done a 5-star prediction video for the new batch. We've been planning this for a few weeks now. It's been put to the back burner a bit, but yeah, we are planning on doing it. I definitely am. I've also asked Skywalk Grey, Engineer Hoist, and Dirty Spot if they want to do theirs. If you're wondering who those are, guys, go and check out Engineer Hoist. He's a YouTuber and Twitch streamer for Transformers Earth Wars. You've got Skywalk Grey, who does most streams at weekends. And you've also got Dirty Spot, who does a lot of social media, has a big following. And I'm hoping he can do it as well. And we'll have a prediction video. And we can see who will come out on top. Yeah. So yeah, go and check out Grind Time's video. Let him know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I agree with some things, disagree with others, and we'll see who guesses right. We've also got the Crusher 11. So yes, second in the chat. Sadly, unlucky. We've got the Joker. We've got Jason Rowley. How's it going? We've got Bruticus, Joseph Reyes. We've got Omega Supreme, Legend Duck. Nice name. We've got Sharksy, one of our moderators. And yes, he's changed it to 800 members in Discord. I won't waffle on too much, but I put an advert sort of thing on Discord, on the Transformers Earth Wars Discord page, and they opened the server up. So literally, we've had so many people join in the last 24 hours. It was a crazy day. But yeah, over 800 members. We're pushing to 1,000 members. And like I said, other than Transformers Earth Wars official Discord, I think we're the biggest one out there, maybe. But yeah, come and join us. It's really fun, guys. And if you ask the guys, there's always little things we're trying to improve and do. So yeah, you're welcome to come along, tell us what you think of the server and how you want it to improve, and just come and have a chat with the guys. Most of the guys in the chat here are in there, so yeah. We've got Grand Galtron, who's one of our moderators as well. Welcome to the stream. We've got Coulter, we've got Blue Grimlock, one of our other moderators. Ronald Van Holland, we've got Windchaser, Firefly, and anyone else. I think that covers pretty much everyone. Cool. So, no, Bruticus, I said you. I definitely did. I promise you. So, yeah, this week's newsletter. So, I think the big announcement is obviously G1 course and Ability 11. And I did give a bit of a sneak peek last week, and I said there is some bots that are coming to the game. Sorry, not coming to the game, that are getting a G1 core and are getting Ability 11, and that could bring back an old attack. So we'll talk about that in a bit as well. Oh, I did forget Righteous. Sorry, Righteous. I apologize. One of my own moderators as well. But yeah, hey, how's it going? I don't need to say hi to Righteous. Talk to him pretty much every other day. So yeah. Okay, so this week's event, we've got 3 times 500,000 troop XP items. So that's basically XP for your bots. This is an idea that came from the VIP Discord. And straight away, I jumped on it. I was like, this is a great idea. And I think everyone agreed in the playtest room. So yeah, great addition to the game. Again, these are more catch-up mechanics. I think we're going to see more from what I was talking to about Dale. And we had a few, a bit of a brainstorm as well. So yeah, I'm expecting a lot of good catch-up mechanics this year. War of Cybertron skin core, which is okay, it's not bad. Plenty of alloy and energon, again, a good catch-up mechanic to help people get through faster so they don't have to raid as much. It's great for lower level players. 50,000 spark, combined spark, and combat spark. So yeah, decent amount. 10,000 Prem shards, 3,000 3-star shards, and 1,000 4-star shards. So, all in all, like I said, we've had a busy weekend with the leaderboard, and now just a chilled out weekend. And yeah, nice, easy weekend with some good rewards. Generally, the normal battle zones with the normal points. And then there's the increments where you get them. I think it's 20,000, I think I saw. Yeah, it was 10. We had a few complaints saying 10,000, I'll be done in one day. I'll be bored. Some people will be done 20k in one day. But yeah. Yeah, it's a nice, easy, chilled out event. Ability 11. So yes, more are coming. So we've got Laser Optimus and Amanda Megatron. We've got Sludge and Straxus, Cup and Dead End, Rodimus Prime and Motormaster. Why is it? All right, it's because it's called differently. I was baffled then. I was like, why have they missed out the common ones? Cosmos and Mindwipe, Springer and Astral Train for both their abilities. So that's the first triple changer to get ability 11. Interesting. Paramagnet and Bone Crusher, Trax and Cutthroat, Windblade and Dive Bomb, and Skyburst and Onslaught. So, yes, I can see a few people talking in the chat about Cup and Friends, backdoor attacks, things like that. But what you've got to remember is that the playtesters remember those days. The playtesters remember those attacks where you could not defend against it. And we don't like that. We'd like to be able to defend against some kind of attacks in some ways. Is this going to make Cup and Springer more powerful? Yeah. Do the playtesters know this? Yes. So will we see the likes of Trax, the likes of Cup, and the likes of Springer and Astro Train, those kind of bots? Their ability 11 is not going to be game-changing, guys. You're not going to get, something like Cup gets double the damage during his shield because it's going to make it overpowered to hell. No one wants a bot that can just solo a zone as it is. So, you've got to think that those bots in there that are overpowered to hell, what's the ones that are overpowered? What are they overpowered in? Why are they overpowered? And then if we give them a crazy ability 11, is that going to make it too OP? Probably, yeah. Then look at the bots in there that are pretty good, but you think, well, they're pretty good, but they're not amazing because of this. Well, then hopefully ability 11 can correct that and make them better. Then there's some bots in there that are pretty awful. Excuse my cough. They're pretty awful. For example, Paramagna. No matter what you do for ability 11, I doubt many people are going to give Paramagna ability 11. I just doubt it. But what if she comes to a 5-star at any point, then she will get a huge buff. She'll get a rework. They're not going to rework bots on G1s and on ability 11. I'm just going to put that out there. I've had a discussion with the Yates about this. They're not going to rework all these bots. So the ones that are awful, you've got to think that, that's just the way it is, sadly. So I think the likes of Cosmos and Mindwipe and Paramagna, I think that their ability 11 will be okay, but many won't use it. It'd be good for them, but for those kind of bots, people aren't going to really use them. Then for the likes of, I think Sludge, Rodimus Prime, and Windblade and Skyburst, those will be upgrades where you think, you know what, they're definitely worth it because they're good bots, but that kind of upgrade is going to be huge for them. It's going to be amazing. But then the likes of, Cup and Dead End and Springer and Trax, that might be something where you're like, well, it's not amazing. It's a good upgrade. But you know what? They're on my war team. They're already 10 because they're amazing. I use it for Lagoon level and whatever. Then, yeah, you know what? It's worth maybe giving them 11 at some point. Maybe not right now. They're not going to have crazy, changes to ability 11. They're not going to give Trax 90% reduction. They're not even going to increase his reduction. I'll put that out there right now. They're not going to increase his reduction because that'd be crazy because it's already overpowered. So you've got to think, guys, that don't get worried too much. I've seen people going, oh my God, Trax is going to break the game. There's ways around it, guys. It doesn't always have to be that his shield is extended. It can add other things. Look at Ratchet. Okay, he got a healing increase with that. And yes, he probably will have a time increase because that's what goes up in his abilities. So yeah, he'll probably get another second on. Like it goes a second for every ability you go up. So ability 8 goes up 1 second for ability 9. 1 second for ability 10, 1 second point for ability 11. You'll get an extra second out of it. It's not a big deal. But again, you don't have to worry too much. It's not going to break the game. Look at, like I said, look at Ratchet. He got a healing buff a bit, but they gave him something different. They gave him a shield because they didn't want to give him too much healing. You know, but Wheeljack, they didn't want to give him too much of a speed up, so they give him heal. They'll give him something else. But you know, don't worry, guys. You know, it'll be a worthy upgrade, a good upgrade. But I think that those bots that are right up there in the meta, because Cup can Lagoon, because you don't want backdoor attacks, because Trax is so good, you're not going to get, you know, a crazy upgrade for those guys, but a good upgrade anyway. So don't worry too much. And then G1 cores, again, we said Springer and Astral Train, Drift, and Cup and Dead End. So all three good bots. And I think that obviously Cup and Springer are, you know, there's concerns, like I said, around backdoor attacks. With Cup, don't forget, with his G1 core, you'll have to unequip that for Lagoon leveling. So when we sort of tested this, we didn't have to think about Lagoon leveling at all. It was irrelevant. So we didn't have to worry about that. And Drift is a good bot anyway. And then we've got Dust Up. Dust Up for me is pretty awful. Her upgrade will be good. But again, she's like Paramagna, where, you know, unless they really give them an upgrade as a 5-star or as, well, yeah, that's pretty much it. Unless they come out as a 5-star, they're not going to get a huge upgrade. So we'll probably be covering all these next week. That should be out hopefully for next Friday. I imagine they'll probably do an event to get a G1 core, maybe. I think. I don't know. But we'll see how it goes. But if I'm talking to Hyro as well, we should have some good events in the next coming month. I think there's been a lot of suggestions about 5-star events to couple with the release of 5-star bots. So I think we'll see a 5-star event coming up. And yeah, obviously a new combat that will come. That's a granted. And then a new bot as well. So yeah, it's going to be a good month. And then bug fixes. So strips, stripes, and glit. Its healing behavior is now aligned to regular healers. It says that. I think they're trying to get it so that when they disengage, they don't attack as much. But healers still do that. So I don't know. Buildbot level 2 can now be protected by the shield generator. Oh, that wasn't working. What was it? Something could, but the Buildbot couldn't. I can't remember what it was now. I think it was the NDS maybe. There was a bug and we tested it. So yeah. Some abilities could not target Buildbots. So that has been fixed. They've increased the range of the lightning rod and force field disruptor by 50%. I'll tell you what, I still don't think it's big enough. I still think it needs to be bigger. I really do. I just think that, you know, for it to be, you know, effective, then it needs to be a decent size. Hacking abilities won't target Buildbots anymore. I don't see why they should, but I think it's more towards Perceptor, really. Punch and counter punch were stunning and hacking combiners. So obviously that can't happen. So yeah, that's been fixed. And they fixed an issue with Ramjet being occasionally stunned by Status Mind and the Shock Tower. Because he shouldn't. Goldfire doesn't, and so Ramjet is the same. Cool. And I think that covers everything. So we're going to go through last week's Transformers Earth Wars official stream. And I'm going to tell you the reasons on why I think Headmasters are coming to the game. So let me just load that up. Give me a second. Okay, so we are on the Transformers Earth Wars official Twitch streaming page. So we've got the official stream. So what we're going to do is going to play some clips. We're going to go through the evidence. So like a bit of a, you know, a bit of a sleuth. We're going to go through the evidence. So first of all, what I'm going to do, just to prove it, I'm going to go through and bring up around the 3rd minute that just to prove that Yanis, each of them sort of look at a chat each. So I think Hyro was on Facebook. I think that Fabian was on YouTube and Yanis was on Twitch. And now if you talk to Grand Galvatron, I was actually on YouTube and then I transferred over to Twitch because a lot of my fellow players are on Twitch. So I transferred over to there at the start of the stream. And I've just realised, I think that the sound won't play through it. Don't! Error. I don't know if it's going to work. Okay, we'll talk about it. I can't do that, sadly. Okay. You can hear sound, but barely.
And from Twitch,
can you hear the sound now?
Hello, Sound Master Zero, the Godfather 8604, Darth Tyler, Dale,
okay,
GT
cool.
Fan Club, Toasted Roasted Peanuts, and God Galva.
Okay,
hello, guys.
So there is Yanis going through the Twitch players. So that's just proof that he was on Twitch. Yeah, just to sort of crush any sort of anyone looking at thinking, well, maybe he's talking to someone else, maybe look at something else. So everyone knows that when I go from my channel, I talk about the cons that I would like to see in the game, and I talk about 8-Face and Snapdragon. I think are two amazing cons in the game. And there's no secret as well that the apes have said that they're running out of cons basically to cover. So you've got to think that, there's not a lot of cons out there, but they haven't really touched upon Headmasters on the con side. I mean, we have, is it Mindwipe we've got? Who else have we got besides Headmasters? Skull Cruncher as well. But that's it really. There's not loads more, but that's all they've got. You've got to think as well that they brought in Fortress Maximus to the game and Scorponok, who were heavily featured in the Headmasters. So they're not Headmasters in the game, but you can look at where they've gone towards. So we've got Skull Cruncher, we've got Mindwipe. They were added anyway. I don't think they were added because they wanted to do, Headmasters at the time, just because they were running out of cons. Computron was heavily in the Rebirth episode. So yeah, not as a Computron there as a combiner, but the bots were definitely there. The likes of Lightspeed, and that's when they were introduced anyway. Okay, so now, right at the start of the stream, I was saying to Yanis, can we get Headmasters in the game? Please, can we get Headmasters in the game? So I asked it at the start, and it didn't get answered. So then I put later on, I was like, oh my God, I would lose my mind if they added Headmasters. I love that episode, Rebirth. I've said to everyone, that is my favorite episode. I would love Headmasters to come to the game. I got no reply. So then I thought, you know what? I'm going to keep at this. I'm going to keep going. So later on, I put, Yanis, can we please get Headmasters in the game? Please. And no answer. So then I saw a chat started up. They said that they were talking about 5 stars in the game. And they said that 5 stars were end game material. Now, someone in the chat said, end game material, what? The game is going to end? They didn't really understand the concept of end game material. So here is Yanis just explaining end game material to this person. Again, this is just proof that Yanis was watching the Twitch channel. He was watching the Twitch part, yeah? So I was having a discussion with someone saying, about end game, trying to explain to them.
I can do question too. In the first episode of the Sandstorm card.
When it loads.
I should probably intercede to some argument about end game. So people saying that, end game, the game comes to an end. That's not what end game means. End game means this is the higher level of competition where the game is currently, and that's for any game that this is the end kind of. This you are at the max level and you do that, but that doesn't mean that that's the end of the game. There will be other stuff that's gonna come in, and actually that will be the end game, or that will be the end game. There's no actually end of the game. It's the highest level content that the game has.
So there's Yanis explaining the end game. Yeah, nothing big on that. Nothing big news. It's just sort of putting that we're having a discussion between myself and a few other players, trying to explain to this person what end game is, because he questioned it.
Yeah, no, the game is nowhere near it to end at the moment. There's a lot of cool stuff that's gonna happen coming this year, so stay tuned for that. I'm already currently working on something that's I think will excite a lot of players, but no hints or spoilers or anything.
So they're working on something big, but again, that's no big issue. They say this all the time. Working on something big, yeah. something different in the game. They said that for Fortress Maximus. We didn't have a clue that was coming, but yeah, they came to the game.
Would be
really nice.
And too many characters are not yet in the game yet.
Yeah, and we're not gonna run out of it, so we might get some difficulty finding known Decepticons to pair with the Autobots. And then you don't have as many flyers on the Autobots, so you can't do a lot of the Decepticons, so there's problems there. But there's definitely a lot of characters to come in and a lot of content to be alright. I think we already plan all the way at the end of the year, and there's a lot of stuff that we left for next year. So yeah.
So it said there, this is a bit of a giveaway as well for me. It said there that, they might run out of Decepticons, they're getting close, and there's not a lot of Autobots. When you think of Headmasters, I think you've got Weird Wolf, Mindwipe, Skull Cruncher, and the 2 Horicons. They're the main ones. After that, it's Target Masters. So you got 5 Headmasters on the Decepticon side. Then when you think about the Autobots, you've got Brainstorm, Hardhead, and Highbrow. Then you could go into like Monster Bots and things like that. But, sort of 3 Headmasters on the Autobot side. I'm sure someone will correct me saying there's any more, but that's what I can think of right now. Oh, Chrome Dome as well. So, yeah. The problem there, though, is that you've got Highbrow and you've got Brainstorm that are jets. Then you've got Hardhead and Chrome Dome that are cars. So there's 2 flyers and you've got 2 ground bots. And then Decepticon-wise, you've got Weird Wolf and Skull Cruncher that are ground bots, and you've got air bots that are Mindwipe and 8-Base and Snapdragon, so 3. The problem there is that obviously that Brainstorm is already in the game, so is Mindwipe, so is Skull Cruncher. Some of these bots are already in the game, so that's something that's to sort of discuss and talk about. But they're talking about pairing the bots up being difficult. Now, if 8-Face and Snapdragon are triple changes, that could be difficult to pair them up with a Headmaster of some kind. But again, we're probably reading into it too much by that, really. You're just sort of guessing there. So there's no giveaways there. But at this point, I'm still saying, Yanis, will we see Headmasters in the game? With no response. I think 4 times I said this.
We actually had so many characters that just our planning just went into 2022.
Yeah, because we were like, oh yeah, because we were actually doing them every 5 weeks a character, so it was start pushing next year. So yeah, there's a lot of ideas for sure, and a lot of content that we're gonna have. So it's gonna be a pretty exciting year, and the next year for sure.
And we have many multiverses to explore. So
yeah. And then
so Hyro there has said we've got many multiverses. So you're talking obviously G1, you've got Energon, you've got Beast Wars. Beast Wars will be in the game, no doubt. With the latest cartoon coming out, the latest series of Beast Wars, we'll see Beast Wars coming out this year quite heavily, I can imagine. So I can imagine them coming out. I can imagine some G1 bots coming out as well, some old favorites. But yeah, we've not touched upon the Headmasters cartoon, really. Yes, it was only really released in Japan, but there's a lot of bots in there. You've got to even consider Six Shot as well and bots like that. There's still bots that have untouched. Firm fan favorites.
For how long we're going to go, it depends on how long, I guess, players stay interesting and stay with the game. At some point, I guess if the game doesn't have enough of an audience, then I guess you have to start thinking about downsizing, but we're nowhere near there. So, yeah. See if there's any last minute questions to do.
So, this is the last segment now we're going to show. So, we know for a fact, so these are the facts. So, we know the facts are that Yanis is watching the Twitch chat. We know that for a fact. That is a fact that no one can deny. We know that they're talking about new features coming into the game, new things that they want to do, multiverses, different something different what they've already done, not just G1. So again, that doesn't just point to Headmasters, but I'm still asking that question: are we going to see Headmasters?
There's a lot of questions that sometimes actually point to things we want to do. So I'm not gonna actually like read them or answer to them, because then it's like, I don't know, maybe that's an interesting idea. But
Are you telling the viewers that if the question is ignored, probably that's the thing is going to come?
maybe.
So you can see there that the apes have sort of made a bit of a joke about Giannis possibly doing a spoiler, because he's come out and said, listen, there's a lot of questions in the chat that I can't really answer. And I've asked him about Headmasters a good 4 or 5 times there. I've said, are we going to see Headmasters? Are we going to see Headmasters? Thinking that he may not have read the question, he may have missed it. But I think there he's maybe addressed it because he said, you know what, Wozza's asked this question about 5 times now. I don't want to ignore the guy. I don't want to not say I'm listening, but I think maybe I should address that issue. So for me, he's come out there and said, listen, I can see your comments, guys, but I can't really say whether it's coming or not, because that might give away we're doing it or not. But then, like Fabian said, if you are ignoring people's questions, does that mean that people are going to know then that those features are coming to the game? For me, that was a big tell. That was a big sign that the possibility of a Headmaster is going to be there or thereabouts in the next maybe year. Yeah, they're not coming next week. Well, they could, who knows? I'm not saying they're coming soon. I'm not saying they're coming the next month. But for me, that says a lot about, whether Headmasters are coming to the game or not. But then the next question after that is, if Headmasters did come to the game, how would they come to the game? We've pretty much already got target masters with combats. That's pretty much already, set in stone there. Let's be honest, they are target masters in effect. But how would Headmasters work? Would Headmasters be equipable only to Headmasters bots? And then that sense, it improves abilities. We've got a bot that increases the passive. Would that one increase abilities? Exactly, yeah. Well, Bert Shibber's put probably just the heads in combat. But then not everyone is a Headmaster. So are they going to bring out an addition for Brainstorm, an addition for Mindwipe and Skullcruncher, and then bring out Hardhead and Chrome Dome, Apeface and Snapdragon, and bring out so these bots can equip? It might just be a core. Who knows? But again, there is so much they could do with that. There is limitations. But for me, there's been, there's no real set in stone there that, Headmasters are coming. There's nothing guaranteed. But for me, I think it speaks volumes saying that the possibility that they probably will, because of ignoring that question. And I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop just there, guys. I've already suggested a couple of things in the playtest chat. So my idea was that most bots are bots in the game, and they transform into their vehicle mode. They use their ability, and then and then once they use the ability, they transform back into a bot again. So my idea was that they are a vehicle, and then they transform with their head into a robot to use their ability, and then transform back into a vehicle again. I think that'll look very cool. Whether it's be able to do that or not, I don't know. Would it be a combat, like we said? Would it be a combat where what you can do is you can equip a combat bot or equip a Headmaster, and you have to choose between the two? Imagine that. Imagine you've got Jetfire, for example. Bad example, because he's not a Headmaster. Imagine you've got Jetfire and you've got Flak on him, or you've got Top Shot on him. And then all of a sudden, you think, well, actually, if we put a Headmaster on him, then it increases his damage or gives him better range or gives this to him. But then I've got to lose Top Shot. Would you lose Top Shot to make his ability more, more, I don't know, just more, There's so many different avenues they can do with this. And you know what? I've not got a clue what they're going to do with it. There's no way that they can, I've got no way of knowing. But, I honestly do think we'll see Headmasters coming to the game. And I think a big tell of that will be the bots coming up. Will we see Weird Wolf? Will we see Apeface, Snapdragon, Chrome Dome, and we've got Hardhead? You've also got to think about the toy line. So we've not seen Hoist in the game for a long, long time. Why is that? Because the toy line was coming out with him in it. They waited for the toy line to bring him out. So we've seen Hoist come out. Why is Grapple in the game? Because he's in the toy line. Grapple's in the toy line. So we've got Grapple in the game. Who else is in the toy line? You've got Chrome Dome. You've got Hardhead. You've got Ape Face. You've got Snapdragon. You've got Skull Cruncher. All these bots have come out in the toy line quite recently, in the past year or so. So again, it's another reason for Headmasters coming to the game. For me, there's just so many different things pointing towards this, pointing towards the fact that Headmasters eventually will come into the game. I think for me, it's just they've got the idea. It's just a case of programming it and working out how it's going to work. But I think that, I think it'd be a huge addition to the game. I'm just looking through the chat now. And yes, Blue Grimlock's waiting for Runabout. Yes, I think Runabout will come, no doubt. Definitely. Are we back? I think connection went off there a second. Are we back? Yeah, we're back. Apologies for that. Any others? Yeah, Gio Campos put actual Headmasters are not compatible with every bot. I think that's the problem. I think that could be a problem. But then I'm sure they worked out how combats could work with every bot. So, where there's a will, there's a way, so to speak. Vincent's put, aren't Headmasters like combat bots? They are, but obviously there was Headmasters and Target Masters. Target Masters turn into guns, Headmasters turn into the heads. So we've got Target Masters in the game, but we haven't got Headmasters. And for me, the Headmasters were always cooler than the Target Masters. Okay, you've got a bot that turns into a gun. That's all right. But a bot that turns to the head, I mean, what's not to like? I mean, come on. I imagine being in that boardroom when they talked about the rebirth and they said, listen, we need a new cartoon. We need to make a big deal out of this. We've got a great new concept. Absolutely crazy. And then I can imagine them turning around and saying, well, actually, that's not the crazy part. We're now going to make an even bigger bot, as big as a city, and the head is going to transform into the head of the robot, and then that robot is going to be the head of that one. So absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, I can really imagine this coming to the game. What do you guys think? Do you think we'll see Headmasters? How do you think they'll be in the game? Do you think they'll be equipable on every single bot? Do you think we'll just see some more bots and the likes of Brainstorm and the true Headmasters will be able to equip it? Will it be like combats? We'll have to chase them. Will it be a core of some kind? There's so many different, like I said, who knows how they're going to bring it into the game? Who knows? It's crazy. But, I think it's doable. And I think it's feasible. And I really do think we're going to see Headmasters in the game this year. That's my dream. Blue Grim just wants the characters. Yeah, I've wanted Ape Face and Snapdragon for so long. I'm not even a con, but I love those bots. I just think they were funny and they were cool. Yeah. Who doesn't like triple changer Headmasters? Who doesn't? That's crazy. Wimblade's got a good point. What about the engine bots or Power Masters? We could see Power Masters. I didn't even think about. Yeah, but yeah, why not? We could easily see Power Masters in a game. These are other avenues that Space Ape can monetize to make your bots more powerful. Because there's only so much they can do. They did the bots, and let's be honest, they brought out combat bots because they needed a way of making bots more powerful. But they can't bring out another 12 bots that people have got to have because those bots that everyone's got, those 40 bots, weren't quite hacking it. So yeah, I can imagine that combats have got a big place in the game. But for HQ18, when people start struggling again, what are they going to add in the game for people to chase to make their bots even more powerful? There you go. Grand Garbatron's put Target Masters, but I think that combats are pretty much Target Masters, aren't they? I think. Who knows? Eddie Lee's put Headmasters should be done in the fashion of your theory of how new 4-star should be, better than previous characters. Their head should act like a combat bot, like Dial or Night Stalker. Maybe. Yeah, but then how would they be an actual headmaster though? How would they work on bots that aren't headmasters? I like that idea of having a minion because you haven't got any minions in the game that are robots. Is there a reason for that? Is there a reason why we haven't got combat minions that are robots rather than, animals and things like that? Is that the reason? Who knows? Again, another good concept. Sharks, he'd like to see Blue Streak. Yeah, I'd like to see Blue Streak as well. I really would. It's a good bot. I think, again, like we'll see some more G1 classics like him. Who was the other one I thought of as well? What is he called? It was Hoffa's friend. Oh, someone correct me. He was in the G1 cartoon, the original G1 cartoons. Brawn. I think we'll see Brawn in the game, I think, at some point. And the ability should be serious kick-ass. That can only be done if the head is still alive. I think that's a bit too much programming-wise. But I get where you're going with that. But, yeah, who knows? Joseph Cirillo says he remembers Galvatron being a headmaster. I think he wasn't a headmaster in the cartoon, was he? Someone can correct me on that. I've not really seen all the Headmasters cartoon. I've watched a few episodes. It's hard to understand the dub because it's so poor. But I know the toy was. I know that I got Galvatron the toy for Jake. I know that was a headmaster, but I'm not too sure if it actually was. But yeah, the Power Master characters, Sharks, yeah, I agree, are amazing. And again, that could be another avenue because we do have Double Dealer in the game. And Tim just put Mindwipe and Scully are headmasters already. Well, they're not. They're in the game, but they're not headmasters. You don't see the head at any point in the game. They don't transform and their heads at the side of them. So, yes, it was Brawn. Again, yeah, Blur is another one. There's another bot we haven't got. Omega Supreme has put, why can't the 8s bring in more Decepticon flyers without Autobot flyers? I agree. I mean, we've got Goldfire and Ramjet. They both work the same. Unless it's a real bad programming error, but they've done it in the past, so why not? All it means is they've got different animations. I mean, I get that Ramjet and Goldfire are the same animation pretty much. It would be hard to do a jet and a car without doing the same animation. But then you've got Lightspeed that does that sort of up and down sort of, ability. So maybe. Guangao Transport, will they have to reprogram the other headmasters for this function? Again, I think that they wouldn't reprogram. That's what makes me think that if they do bring headmasters, it will be an addition like combat bots. Because it'd just be something you equip onto them. But then again, what do they do for other bots? So that's a big downfall. So that's why I'm a bit on the edge of how this will work and what it'll do. RC was a headmaster. You are right. Well done, Engineer Hoist. See? If you need some facts about the Transformers toys and series, speak to Engineer Hoist. Welcome to the stream, brother. I'm trying to think it's any more. I'm trying to think so. Yeah, Vincent. Yeah, Astro Train is obviously a headmaster in the toys only. Pretenders, Sergio's put. I was talking to Dale actually. Was it Dale? I was talking to someone about Pretenders, and Hyro. We'll talk to Hyro about Pretenders, and he's like, "What are these Pretenders?" And he started asking a few questions about it. So I was like, "Oh, he seems quite interested in it. Why is he so interested in Pretenders?" He's saying, "How big are they, and how does it work, and things like that." So we might see Pretenders in the game. I think that'd be pretty cool. But then again, we were talking about this in the chat. I said to him that the thing is though with Pretenders, let's be honest. I mean, like we know that Transformers have never really, considered scale. We know that. But how does, we talked about it in the past. We talked about Devastator in Astro Train, and we talked about Megatron turning into a gun. And there's so many different, different aspects of it where, scale does not matter. But, how does a robot go into a human costume and then become the size of a human? That was the thing of Pretenders wanted it, so they could hide in plain sight and be a human. Surely. On some of them, anyway. I know that Bumblebee, as a Pretender, became a human in like a suit. Others are not so much, like Skullgrin, things like that. But that's what, it's baffling, let's be honest. I think we'll see Retgar in the game. I think it's been asked far too much. So, yeah. Oh, my God. Engineer Hoist has put Sunstreaker with a Headmaster at one point. Whoa. I would lose my mind. They brought out another Sunstreaker now because I got Sunstreaker. I chased him early on, and I got him quite early on. So I've had Sunstreaker for 5 years, and I know how much Hoist come in the game meant to Hoist. And we campaign. I campaigned for it even. I was like, come on, he's got to have it. Come on, we've got a YouTuber here, one of the top YouTubers in the game, and he hasn't even got his own bot. Come on. But yeah, they brought out another Sunstreaker. That'd be crazy. I doubt it though. Power Master Optimus Prime. Quick switch and 6-shot. Not 6-gun, 6-shot. But yeah. I had a good idea for that as well. Wind Chaser wants Jump Stream. The Pretender toys suck. Double Sunstreaker. Why not? Why not? I'd love another Sunstreaker. But yeah, my idea for 6-shot and for quick switch, got a name then. My idea was to have a triple changer as such. So he's got 6 abilities, and the apes have said that they can't do 6 abilities. It's impossible. I don't think we'll ever see more than 2 abilities. So a triple changer. So there's 3 modes. You've got the bot mode, you've got 1 ability and 2 ability. So what they could do to sort of come back, to sort of address this issue and bring this bot in the game is, so the bot, so 6-shot is on the field as his form. Yeah. Now, if you look at most bots, they've got a passive, either throw a grenade or they, like 6-gun, shoot some rockets, then they start attacking. That's not an ability. That's just a passive. It's just something they do when they're walking through the base with no abilities used. That's a passive. So why could, 6-shot not be a robot, transform into a gun, shoot a laser beam, and transform into a bot? And that's his animation. So his animation for his passive is he transforms. There's 2 modes down. Then for 1 ability, he sets off as he's a gun, he shoots some rockets, then he puts like an ability over the top of that to do more damage. So you're just getting damage, let's be honest. But again, he's using 2 modes. And then the triple changer, he has 1 more mode where again he transforms into maybe is it a lion or something? He transforms into a tiger, and he hits the damage and then does something. Oh, I can't remember the 6th mode, I'll be honest with you. But there's a way there to incorporate all 6 of his forms in 3 different aspects. Bot and passive, ability using 2 forms, and another ability using 2 forms. So I think that's a good option where we're not, getting to a point where you've got to think outside the box sometimes on programming. I see a lot of people saying, oh, let's have multiple base designs. But I think that the apes have said that instead of programming, it made the game so, so thirsty for, RAM that old devices will be held to hand of the game. And they don't want to make people have to go out and buy a new iPad just to play the game, because people just quit the game because they can't afford it. And they don't want that. So they can't put too much info in there. They want to add things as it is. They want to add new features, and it's just going to make the game bigger and bigger. But they've also got to work out how to keep things small as well. So for me is, would I rather have multiple base designs, or would I rather have some new bots? Well, then it's an easy option. I wouldn't want the game to stop doing bots and then, okay, listen, guys, you can now choose 3 different design and bases, but you're getting no new features in the game. Yeah, that wouldn't happen for me. I'd be really disappointed. So, I think that we won't see base designs in that way, unless they can work out a way to program it so it's not as restrictive on the RAM on the game. Cool. Well, I need to do some Zen farming. I've done 1 run today, and I've had a few questions again on how I Zen farm, and I've done videos on it, and I've covered it to death, and I can't do much more. But again, I do need to do some Zen farming. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. If you've got any questions on Zen farming, put it in the chat. Got any questions about Headmasters, or if you got any suggestions on anything else, stick it in the chat. So I've done some Zen farming already, and I've used most of my solo bots. And what I've been doing recently is on triple XP events, I've been leveling my 3 stars. So I've not, I've made no bones about it that I don't level 3. So don't bother. I've not needed them. But it's getting to a point now where I do. I mean, I can get 250 to 300k Zen a week. And I'm sure some people in the chat will be like, whoa, that's crazy. But then I know people that can get 500k Zen a week. 500k Zen a week. Wow. So if I can get anywhere near that, that's my end goal. And the only way I'm going to do that is by leveling my 3 stars as well. I also need to get a player level up. I want to get to level 90, and I'm quite a bit off, so I need to level that. And Moonmeister's put, yeah, it looks like you need to farm. We've only got 2.8 mil left. I've actually used all my Zen to buy XP. I've got so much XP now. I think I've got 13 million XP because I keep having to buy XP because I want some ability 11 for my warbots. So come on, Space Ape. So yeah, I've been leveling some solo bots. So the likes of Windblade, I've been leveling. I've also been leveling some of the bots that I've not got as 4 stars, just to sort of try them. So I've got Double Dealer. I've been leveling Punch because I've not really used him that much. Hoist and Scattershot. So the bots I don't have in 4-star, I've started leveling up. But yeah, a lot of solo bots like Grimlock, he can solo because he can rush. I've been leveling up Ironhide, who is Grindtime's favorite. And then obviously the likes of Star Saber, and obviously the likes are even up to Prime to rush. We've got Trax and Cup at a good level. I mean, Cup's 54, which is pretty decent. But yeah, leveling up some bots. Maybe do an air show team as well. So yeah, I've been leveling some 3 stars. Also leveled a few 4 stars up. Leveled Laser Optimus last weekend until my internet went down. But we've got better internet now. It's been upgraded, thankfully. So yeah, Laser Optimus has been upgraded. I think upgraded Snarl a bit as well. We've got a lot of bots around level 48 mark. 47, somewhere around there. So yeah, we've got some leveling to do. And yeah, we'll get some more Zen out of them. But for now, concentrating on these guys at the top. So we'll take Cup as well. So Gunner can obviously solo a zone. And as soon as the 4 stars done, we're going to do the 3-star as well. We've got Sandstorm and Blades can solo some zones, Blades. He's got Top Shot, which helps him a lot. But it needs to be a base where I can path. If I can path him round. So basically, if all defenses are in the middle, and then they've got the structures on the outside, then it's an easy base. We've got Cup for those poor designs again. And anyone else that can solo a zone. Rhinox can solo. We've got Drift. We are going to take a combiner. I'm not too sure I'll be able to do it without it. But yep. And anyone else that can solo a zone. I think that might be it, really. Everyone else pretty low level. Because we are doing zone 13. So some bases, I mean, 4-star Jetfire might be able to. I think I used them actually, yeah. So I think Silverbolt can in some aspects. But it's quite, it's quite difficult because if you're using Silverbolt, you've got to hit the target and then wait for 20 seconds. Is it 20 seconds? Yep, 20 seconds and hit again, wait for 20 seconds. So it needs to be a base where all the defense at the top and all the other structures at the bottom, which we're not seeing a lot of in that zone. So it's not really doable. But yeah, I think we can maybe solo with Smoke. What Smoke Screen got on? He's got a glitch. He's got his G1. Maybe. I mean, what damage does he do now? He does 1,164 damage. I think we get that to 2k. It'd be a lot easier to solo. But he needs leveling up. But my next bot to level is him. On maybe the next Super XP event or the one after that. Then we're going to get him up to 64. Be getting most of my bots up to 64. So Blasters up there. Cheetor. Ratchet. Sludge. We'll get some work, I think. Prowl. Skyburst. Meh. But yeah. Blades. I'm just thought, yeah, some of them are missing because they're obviously, I've already used them already. But yeah, a lot of them are 64. A lot of my war team 5 stars anyway. Okay, combiner wise, we use Volcanicus. We're going to take Victorion, and I can take Omega Supreme. But I like Volcanicus Victorion the most for Zen farming, and then Defensor Omega Supreme after that. But not so much Superior Optimus Maximus, but definitely these 2 guys. I just think because of the range, they're just really good for Zen farming. So all I do is zone 13. I don't go lower than that. I don't really bother with a lot of my 3-star bots, unless they can solo, we stick to just soloing with 4 stars, then soloing with 3 stars. So all my solo bots are used. Then I start running 4-star teams, and that is it. Then I've pretty much done it. That's 300k. I could start running. I could probably get another 30, 40k out of 3-star teams, but and low 4 stars. But yeah, it's just not worth it, personally. Winchester's put red alert can rush. So yeah, I do use red alert as well. To be fair, I missed out on that. So yeah. So okay. So with this one, we're literally going to do. So why I'm choosing this bot? I could use Goldfire. He can take out this base really easy. But I like using Goldfire on stretch spaces. It's very condensed. All the defenses are in one area. This would actually be a really good base for Silverbolt. But yeah, sod law. So what we're going to do, we're going to use Elite 1. Wow, and Joseph Reyes has donated $20 to the stream. Wow, crazy. Don't forget, guys, anyone that donates $20 gets access to the VIP section. So I'm sure the moderators will pick you up in Discord, Joseph, and we can add you to the VIP section. So we've got a new VIP. So yes, congratulations and welcome. So yes, I think that if the moderators don't sort it out here, then we can hit you up in private message and we can get you added either during the stream or just after it. But I appreciate the donation. And let's just make sure we address his question as well. Has anyone reported issues with Punch? I have videos where the ability doesn't stun or don't do damage to the MDS. He doesn't stun the MDS. No bots can stun the MDS, not even Silver, by design. So, but he should still do damage. So if there's any issues with Punch around him not doing his damage, then yeah, let me know and we can definitely address that. Got Victorian. But yeah, Punch should not, any bot should not stun the MDS. Just keep that in mind. Red Alert can solo this with a combiner. Yeah, he probably could. I will add him on, actually. You're not wrong. So we need to take them out. I'm going to try and leave the other one, actually. I think that I might take it out, though, which is not good. I'm going to try and get up there as much as I can. This is not good. I think she might die. Let's try Zeke. Oh, just did it. Just did it. See, that's why we have Onyx on Elita. Jamie Jade has put, how do you get to be a mod on here? I'll be honest with you, a lot of people it to be a VIP. I make moderators on the stream, and also my moderators that are moderators anyway. But I also said to anyone that, you know, I give people moderator on my streams just as like a little, you know, a little thing to sort of highlight that you are a VIP. But if people start obviously abusing that power by, you know, muting people unnecessarily and doing silly things, then I would just delete it and just keep it to my mods. So, you know, as long as people treat it with respect, use it the right way, it's just a nice little, a nice little feature where your name is highlighted in stream to say that you've donated to the cause. Then yeah, we'll keep it as it is. Yeah, you're right, Crusher. But to be honest with you, because the HQ didn't have a shield, the issue was just taking out defenses. As long as them defenses were taken down, then Elita would be free to just smash at the HQ. And thank you for Sharksy for putting Joseph in the VIP section. Okay, cool. So we've got 3 outposts that are easy to pop. So we want to pop these. That's the main issue. So I think Rhinox will be able to take these out with a few swipes. Maybe not. We'll give it a go. I could use Goldfire, and I know Goldfire can, but Here we go. Okay, cool. So all I need to do now is take out all defenses that are close or around the HQ. That's the main aim. So I can take a good chunk out here by doing this. Take out that. Take out these bottom structures. Let's take out this. We want to take out that, definitely. That launch has gone down as well. That's good. Take that down as well. Will we get the ability off? There we go. Cool. All we need to do now is take out Defosaurus, and it's free to hit. Joker's put, how does Sandstorm work? It's fun to use. We'll use Sandstorm. We can easily answer that question, can't we? I like to use Sandstorm on bases where I can avoid outposts. Again, a lot of Zen Farm is just choosing the right bot for the right base. And that comes with, you know, it just comes with time. It just comes with practice and just, you know, knowing which bot's a good bot. But any bot that can rush, you can avoid outposts. And obviously, the more you avoid, the better. That's in wars, that's in Zen Farming, that's in anything. Just the more you can avoid, the better. So we'll try and use Sandstorm before we give up today. Promise you. Wilson Phillip, Cosmos is awesome. Well, he's pretty good as ability 11 right now, but if he gets changed the way the playtest has won, that'd be even better. Pretty cool, but we'll see. Victory Starsay was asked, is it worth unlocking the second research slot? Yes, 100,000,000% yes. I would suggest if you've got the Zen, that's one of the first things you should do, without a doubt. Okay, so here's the problem here. So we've got to try and get to the top bit with Goldfire. I think we need to get to there to get to the top bit, which pops these outposts there. So we might have to do that. We could use maybe Cup. Cup has got nothing on him. I should have put Top Shot something on him. But yeah, I'm not sure Red Alert has the range. So we'll go with Goldfire for this one. We could rush this way, I think, actually, and maybe just get that one outpost. So we'll try this end. He's got the health. He's high level. So we'll go this way and avoid one of the outposts at least. We're going to leave that bottom mortar just there because it's low level. So it's not as important. And because there's an outpost at the top, that means the combiner will be dragged upwards. Sometimes on his long base of combiner, you want to pop at least one outpost, especially if it's a tank. So we have got Liege. You can see Liege in effect there. Look, Megatron's there. Killing the base. If you're interested in how Liege works, then go and check out my video that I did about Megatronus against Vector and against Liege, on which one's best. And I'm pretty sure that most people, after seeing that, will say that Liege is definitely the best at the 3 cores if you can equip it and got it at a good level. But yeah, it was really, really impressive, Liege. And I advise anyone, if you do sacrifice him in any way, then definitely try to sacrifice with Liege. I've also just added a video actually to the Goldfire section. So if you're in my Discord, go and check out the replay section and go and have a look at the Goldfire video that I've posted saying this is how you use Liege. And it was a maxed base in our current war. I won't say who, don't embarrass them. But if you go, you can see anyway. But anyway, it was a max base with pretty much all G metals, and Goldfire and Liege pretty much took out 70% of the base. Liege is absolutely incredible. And that's why I'd say it to top guys as well. Don't always consider high damage bots in your outposts. If you put tanks in, they'll do less damage and slow people down. If you put the likes of Cheetor in there, who have high DPS and they use Liege, they'll pretty much take out your own base for you. Okay. Yeah, I think I talked about this a few weeks ago about someone from Cyberfront Ops when I was at ACK soloing my base with the Star Saber with the Age because I had Blades with a 5-star top shot and Cheetor with a 4-star top shot in my outposts, and it hacked them, and they pretty much destroyed the HQ themselves with Star Saber hitting it. So yeah, be careful with the high damage bots. Okay, cool. So I think we could use Sandstorm for this now because all the outposts are in the middle. We could dodge these two. We might pop this one. We'll have to wait and see. I want to try and get him upwards, so I want to pop him as high as possible, get him walking upwards. If we can reach up there, then we're happy that we're all right. But I'm not too sure we can. Yep, just about. So we're going to do damage with the Sand Rush. We're going to do damage again with the Sand Rush. And then we're going to put a heal over top. Now, I'll talk about this afterwards on why I did these certain things and how it works. We can see it's pretty devastating. And as soon as we run out of time, I can buy that. I'll have a talk around Sandstorm because it is a bit confusing. It took me a long time to really get to use Sandstorm and know how to use him effectively. I think it's badly worded, but we'll talk about it and we'll go through it. Take out these, a bit of a Vicky action. Hopefully I can take that out. And there we go. Face down. Outpost avoided. Dakota's put a surprise at Breaknet being so awesome. Yeah, it got a buff. Every time they release a 5-star, the bots in there get a good buff. And yeah, the playtest is buffed to hell. Right, we'll try adding some more bots in here now. So I'm going to add some 3-stars. I've got Goldfire. We'll put Goldfire in, obviously. Then I'm going to add in Elita, and I'm going to add in Star Saber as well. The Eagle Eye there, we'll see 4-star Grapple. I haven't started on him yet. We'll be getting him up as well. Will he go my war team? I'm not too sure yet. Will he be used? Definitely. He's definitely a good bot, amazing bot. But he will not beat 5-star Blaster. And I use Rock to pop Outpost, which Grapple can't do. So he won't replace Grapple, sadly. Would it ever get to a point where I can't pop Outpost with Goldfire for whatever reason anymore? I'll probably go towards Slow Walks and level Grapple up. And he will replace 5-star Goldfire. Okay. In terms of this base, a lot of outposts in the middle. It's going to be hard to dodge them. Very low down. So it's because all defenses are around in the middle, I think I might have to maybe path him upwards. So I'm going to drop him here. I'm going to try and path him upwards. I'm going to take it out. I'm going to go here. And I want to try and reach up here like that instead. There we go. Avoid as many outposts as we can. That's a big aim. We're going to pop at least 2 there, I think. We need to do all the damage. There we go. It's only the 4-star, so it won't take them all out. We used the 5-star earlier. But it's still doing a lot of damage, and Vicky doing her reflect damage will help a lot. So the thing about Goldfire is you just got to let it burn down. Leave the burn to burn and burn and burn and burn. Use a reflect ability if you can. So using Defensor or using Vicky. And you can see there, you just got to give him that 13 seconds, whatever he needs to burn. If you can do that, then you can see you're going to get an impressive result. But if you just try and solo with Goldfire, it's crazy because it takes so long for him to burn that it ends up that he just gets killed by the defenses anyway. And there we go. Send him up to the HQ and hit the HQ with his fire. Okay, combine still active? No. Okay, so I did have a question about Sandstorm. I didn't want to, like I said, interrupt my leveling, but now we'll talk about him. So he's also got two parts to his ability. We've got the Tart Sand Rush and you've got the Supply Airdrop. So individually, the Tart Sand Rush does damage on its own. Forget anything else. Yeah, that's important. Just realize what each does. So the Tart Sand Rush is for damage. Supply Airdrop is for healing. So just remember this, guys, that whichever you do first, that's where your focus should be. So if you use the Sand Drop first, then use Supply Airdrop, it's more geared towards damage. If you use the Supply Airdrop first, and then the Tar Sand Rush, then the supply, the aim is healing because you use Supply Airdrop first. So whenever you combine these abilities, remember whichever one you use first, that's the primary target. If you use damage first, it will do more damage than healing. If you use healing first, it'll do more healing than damage. So, Supply Airdrop. So, within a large area, Autobots receive 3,400 healing, call it, for 10 seconds. And then all Decepticons under the Tar Sand Rush receive the extra damage. Don't worry too much about that. I'm just going to explain it in layman's terms. So, Supply Airdrop on its, if you're going for healing, Supply Airdrop on its own does 3,400 damage. Then, if you drop the Tar Sand Rush, it doubles it. So it does 6,800 healing, but will only do 1,800 damage. So it does like 2k damage, which is pretty good, but you know, does almost 7k healing. So incredible healing for a bit of damage. But that will cost you 8 ability points. So pretty good. Sand Rush. If you do the Sand Rush, you get 2k damage. Then if you do Supply Airdrop on top of that, you'll get almost 4k damage and then 4k healing in that area. Now, the Supply Airdrop does not heal himself. So what you've got to do is you've got to do Supply Airdrop, which heals the rest of your bots, but the Sand Rush part will heal Sandstorm. So your bots will get 8k healing, pretty much, or 7k, sorry, but Sandstorm will only get 4k of that. So the problem there is that it's just trying to keep the Sandstorm alive, and hence why I've got Alchemist on him. That's a big part of it. You've got to try and keep him alive. He's only got 17,000 health, which sounds a lot, but level 61, you know, it's, you know, you compare that to the likes of Elite. I know it's different class of bot, but it's not a lot of health. I mean, my Jetfire has 12,000. You know, 17,000 is not a lot for a bot that rushes in ahead of everyone else. But what I found is that Sandstorm's very good when you're battling combiners. So if you don't have tracks, Sandstorm is a good alternative because although he doesn't offer the same protection, but what he does do is he offers that healing increase. So as your bots are getting pounded and losing health, use his Supply Airdrop. If that's enough, leave it at that. If it's not, then use the Sand Rush and give him another boost. You do get a good 10 seconds to use the Sand Rush. So you can use the airdrop, leave it for a few seconds, wait, see how it goes. If you need more, use the Sand Rush. Just don't leave it too late. There's been a few times where I've left it too late and it's not took effect. I left it too long. So I'd say 5 seconds. So use Supply Airdrop, wait till it lands, wait 3 or 5 seconds, then use Sand Rush if you want to, and you get double healing. So it's very good when all your bots are clumped together. You know, it's not too good at helping just one bot out because it's 8 ability points for the first use. And then it's 12 after that, I think. So yeah, it does get quite expensive. But, you know, the effect you can have is great. I would have him on my team if I didn't have such a great set team. And yeah, it's just quite expensive for how I use him. You know, right at the start, I use Gold Fire ×3. I have 11 ability points left. Then I use Tracks. Then I use Blaster. And it only leaves at about 5 ability points left. That's all I've got. And First Aid as well. So literally, my ability points are pretty much gone after that. So then it's just building up ability points with a walk. And then I don't really need Sandstorm because I've got 2 healers. If I was ever going to 1 healer, then Sandstorm or Hoist would definitely be an option. So if you're running 2 healers right now, guys, and you think to yourself, I want to try going to 1 healer, then I would suggest trying Sandstorm or trying Hoist. That's what I'd suggest. They give you that extra healing. They give you that extra protection. So, yeah, that's my advice. Berserk uses Octane, which is obviously Sandstorm's counterpart, with Alchemist as well for the same reason. Yeah, I think it's a good addition, yeah. Wilson Phillips says Double Dealer, Chromia, and Grapple is a great combo. Yeah, I agree. I'm not a big fan of Double Dealer. I love the toy. I love the character. Don't like his ability. I said that at the time of testing. I said underpowered. The apes disagreed. They said it was overpowered or a good level. I disagree. I just don't think he's as good as Skylinks in terms of damage. Yes, it can equip the likes of Top Shot and things like that to make him a good bot. But, you know, like I said, he just struggles when it comes to, you know, as much damage as Lynx. But before we go as well, I want to talk about Lynx as well, because I never realized how good he actually was. And yes, I think when people look at Lynx, they just think about the damage that he does. You know, I mean, he does crazy damage because he does, you know, sets the target on fire doing 3,000 damage and then adds an extra 3.5k damage. Is crazy. But what a lot of people don't forget is that when you look at Tracks, he gives 6% damage reduction. But outside of that, nothing much really. It's just a reduction for 18 seconds. Granted, it's a while. 60% for 18. But then you've got Lynx, who does 50% for 13 seconds. So he's not too far behind. That's still impressive for a bot that does 50% reduction. And then, you know, you could do that. And then towards the end of that, you could, so say you use Tracks and you do protection and it protects your bots and that's it. Say you do this, and I've thought about this, say you do this against the Combiners and Outpost, you could put the Shroud down, protect your bots of 50% damage, then after 10 seconds, use the fire, and then do damage to the Combiner and bots as well. So Skylinks is a really good option if you want to substitute out Tracks. I just think the problem is pathing. That's a big problem with Skylinks. But again, I'm thinking about putting him in. I really am thinking about leveling him and putting him in instead of Tracks. You know, I do want to get rid of Tracks because, yes, his protection is good, but outside of that, I don't use him. I use him at the start against Combiner and Outpost, but then I don't use him again because he gets quite expensive. So I'm looking for alternatives. Is it Sandstorm? Is it Hoist? Is it Lynx? You know, there's so many different viable options other than, you know, Tracks. Or do I keep Tracks? And do I drop a healer? Do I take a healer out and add Sandstorm in? Or do I add Lynx in? There's loads of options I want to try. But, you know, a lot of people have said to me, and Grind Time was as well said this, why change something that works? And it's a bit down to boredom of running the same team and being a bit too easy. I'll be deadly honest. I think my average in Prime League right now is about 293, 294 maybe. Somewhere around there, I think. My last 6 wars, I think, are 300. So, you know, I want to do something with my team. I want to change it a bit and just have something else to focus on. I'd like a 5-star, which is coming obviously when the next batch comes out. And before I get questions, no, I don't know when the new batch is coming out. I really don't. Was it got in late and missed the Headmaster theory bit? Well, you have to go back and watch it again, won't you? The Joker's put Lynx can solo a HQ16. You probably could if there's no what's the shield core? I can't remember what it's called now. Adaptive shielding. If they don't have that on, then yeah. But a lot of people don't really use that anymore. Yes, Grind Time says that a lot to me. And, you know, I give Grind Time a lot of advice, but that's one of the best advice that is given to me. That I keep saying that, you know, I think about doing this with my team. I think about taking this out and I think about changing that. And he just said to me, listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just leave it. And I go, yeah, you're right, actually. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. And although a lot of people will say, well, why don't you just try it in untracked wars? Because to be honest with you, untracked wars are not a good test. Unless it's one of the top bases in the game and one of the hardest bases, then it's not a good test because I could probably take tracks out and run with 7 bots. I'm not bragging, I'm just making a point. I could run with 7 bots without links. So links will not give me a good judge. So until I really try it with, a top squad in a top team against some top outpost bots and all G-Metal cores, until that comes, then that's the only way it's going to try. But do I really want to ruin my average? I'm gunning for that top spot in Cyberops of being the top scorer and above grind time. So hey, sorry, grind time. I apologize. But yeah. So yeah, let's just have a bit of a recap because I think some people come a bit late, but I won't cover too much. But yes, do I think Headmasters are coming to the game? Yes, I do. Some people will agree, some people not. But yeah, I think so. Do we know when or how? Not a clue. Not a clue. It's so hard to program. But yeah, I would definitely love to see that. I'd love to see them in a game. I think they will come to the game. Just a matter of time. We'll also see some more G1 bots. I think that's given. We'll see a lot of Beast Wars characters. I think we'll see them come in as well. And then we did a bit of Zen farming. And then we've gone through a few other bots and just some queries about Sandstorm and Skylinks as well. But thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you are subscribed. I've been looking at analytics, and I said this the last few streams. Only 25% of people that watch my videos are subscribed. So that means only 25% of people that are in the chat right now are actually subscribed to my channel, which, if you think about it, is absolutely crazy, 25%. But yeah, make sure you subscribe, guys. If you want to come and join us in Discord, we're growing and growing and growing. We've got 800 odd members. We're going to add some more features as well while we can and really invest in that Discord server. So make sure you join that. And then make sure you hit a like on the video. Joseph just put it. Can't believe that there's 45 people watching and only 3 likes on the video. Don't forget to hit a like on that video before you leave as well, guys. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. Don't cost you anything to like the video. But it just means a lot to me and helps me, progress to keep creating great content for you guys. Grind time says shows 25. Does that sometimes. It's a bit slow to catch up for some people. But yeah, I really appreciate it. I appreciate the subscriptions. Until the content coming up, yes, we are doing a 5-star prediction video. That is definitely coming. And I have been doing a survey kind of on my Discord about the best bots in the game. And this is not me. This is not my decision. This is down to my Discord community. It's been in there a couple of weeks. If you missed out, I apologize, but it is closed because I'm planning on doing the video next week. So yes, we'll be doing that. And that will be the top 10 bots in the game, the countdown from 10 to 1, decided by you, the Discord viewers. Not by me, by you. And we'll look at that. Then we'll obviously be hitting up Ability 11. We'll also be hitting up the G1 cores, and any new features that the Yates bring out will be getting to you first. So yeah, make sure you subscribe, guys. Make sure you're in that Discord for our latest information. And yeah, I'll see you in there. All right. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. Thanks for watching, guys. And peace out, guys.